Receiving your content. That means I'm on. Am I? I'm excited. No. Error. On, off. Come on, YouTube, make up your mind. Yay!
On, off.
Audio, video, we are almost ready to go.
Yes.
Only what? I'm live streaming.
Thought you had audio.
Video are almost
No.
ready to go.
It's on. Yeah, my little brother is joining us in this little live stream because as for now, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, so it's Friday, and as always, I do some kind of evaluation. I've had a week challenge. This time it was all about girls. It was about approaching girls, in specific 7 girls. That was the quest. I want to meet a girl, I want to develop my social skills, and I just want to live the life I want to, and those parts is something I want in my life. But it's not something that comes easy. You have to fight for it. You have to put in a struggle to get there. And to make that happen, first off, you need to have some light so you can understand what I'm saying without looking at me in the dark. Sorry for totally messing up this intro, but I think that's worth the invested time. Better? I think so. Oh man, this should have been figured out before. So that's what I've been doing. I've been approaching 7 girls, and still it's dark as heck. 7 girls, and that's maybe not that much to a guy or a girl. We can talk to girls here too that are used to do this. But if you're not comfortable with talking to random people, then it is a struggle. And I'm not saying I'm not used to this because I've been doing this for quite some time, but the major issue with my method for talking to girls is that I do it way too seldomly. I had some weeks where I've done it very intensively, but lately other areas have been higher prioritized once more. So I thought, what the heck, let's do an all-in week again. So I set out 1 girl every day at least, 7 girls, try to get a date. And that was a daunting task. And I know when I have that feeling after putting it out to the world, like, oh shice, why did I do that? Then I know I'm on to something good. You have to feel that fear, you have to feel the uncomfortableness within you. Then you know you have that little, you have that, what do you say when you're looking for clues? You have a clue that you're on to something good. And that was how I felt when I started this. And that is still how I feel, because spoiler alert, it is Friday and a date hasn't happened yet. I'll get into that in just a bit. Can I say that? Yeah, I can. So let's just outline what the week has been all about. I want to share insights and reflections, so maybe you could benefit from my journey here and maybe get inspired to do something equally, whether it is talking to girls or just developing your social skills or facing fears, because basically on a bigger level, that's what this comes down to. Facing your fears. That is what hinders us in life. We have, most of us at least, have a vision of how we want to live. Maybe it's not like crystal, but we have a sense of would like to do that. That is something I would like to try out. But we hinder ourselves because it's actions that are necessary to be done to get there. But it's scary things that needs to be done. And when it's scary, that means stepping out of our comfort zone. That means being in a place where you're not used to being in, and we don't like that. Our brain, our mind protect ourselves from being in that place because it sucks, to be frank. It really, really sucks. The reward doesn't come from being in that place. The reward comes from pushing through and getting through that, entering the other place. That's when the benefits comes. But so many of us don't hang in there long enough or do the action to actually get to that place. So instead we stay in that shitty place, or the norm, when life has so much more to offer in the other place. And that is a whole lot what this channel is about, proving that when you do these things, you actually can get to that other place, the place where the grass is greener. And that's my experience. The grass is so much greener, and once you've got a taste of that grass, you want to go back. Because the sucky thing with this is that if you get to that place once, doesn't mean you're gonna stay there forever. Heck no. The grass is gonna be eaten there, so you need to go to other places constantly where the grass is growing. Because when you've eaten the grass, it's gone, and you need to go get it again. But the good news is that it becomes easier and easier because you know what tools to use. You have that special grass cutter knife in your back pocket. You know exactly where it is, and you know how to use it in a good way. You have that technique for how to cut the grass, and it's so much easier compared to the first times when you neither have a knife at all, or you don't even know how to do it. You just try to drag it up. It doesn't work like that. Too much talk about the overall process and stuff like that, but that it's important to understand how it works to maybe get motivated, but also realize that it is doable. But so to just get into the actions of the week, I'm not going to be spoiling too much because I haven't actually been posting anything yet, and that is due to, well, I'm trying to up the quality of my videos, and that means it takes time. But also I have been starting a new job, or at least a new role at my job this week, and that has taken a whole lot of time. That's not what you are interested about, but that is the reasons for why I haven't been posting. However, let me tell you this, a video will be posted within the coming 2 hours tops. So look out for that video. It will be containing the first approach, and yeah, it is a nail biter. So without spoiling too much, I have been approaching a whole lot of girls. I'm not gonna give away any details, you just have to see the videos for yourself. But what I can tell you is my big learnings from those approaches. Let me first start off with saying that I have some mixed feelings about this, because since I've been posting a whole lot of videos when I've been doing this, it means that I have raised my pressure of what I should actually be able to what do you say, reach an outcome. Like maybe I should have been able to get getting tons of dates by now, and maybe should actually been progressing in the girls area. But that's some of the feelings I have here, that maybe that's not what has happened. And I've actually gotten that feedback at some of my videos, like, yeah, you're only doing the same thing, it's not actually going anywhere. So that has put like a wet filter over some of my thoughts, like giving me bad confidence. And so that's a mind battle I'm having. But then again, I have to realize I'm doing this for my own sake, and as long as I feel that I'm actually growing and developing, then I'm doing something right. Then sure, I can make the growth more efficient, and that is what I'm trying to do this week again, by upping up the volume and doing it every day. Because what is so important to realize is that, as I said, if you don't continuously do these things, you will fall back again, and you will not actually make that progress sustainable, or actually a constant growth. So instead of doing it like that, it's been like up, down, and I've been on a more or less the same level. But this week for sure has resulted in some long-term growth. I've been approaching so many girls, so it has given me the momentum. You learn how to do it in a shorter time. You can lower the anxiety. You can do these things with ease, and you recognize the process for how you do it, and it becomes more fun. But the hardest thing I have to share as an insight is to actually be able to pause before doing the approach, because one of the major issues I've had is that I get into the routine of like, hey, you're cute, you have a boyfriend. Like I've been doing that kind of approach so many times, so that's just like the autopilot I go on, and that is not pushing me that much out of my comfort zone in the actual conversation. So that is something I actively been needing to push for, trying to change up my routine and not just go on autopilot. And that is what this focus, the week has been focusing a whole lot about. And it's so hard. I have these thoughts and all these people imaginary telling me like, yeah, do this, but at the same time I am not always able to execute on that. That is due to two reasons. First off, I'm getting so tied up and nervous when I'm doing it, and that's why we need to do it a whole lot of times so we can actually be more and more relaxed and think about the process of talking to the girls and what you're doing. Because if it's all tied up by the nervousness and anxiousness, you're just going on the routine and you're not able to be relaxed and think about what you're doing. The second thing is that so many of these girls, they are in such a rush, so I'm trying to hold on to them before they're running away, and that makes me panic a bit too. So I just blurb out, you understand me, I just throw out what I'm actually trying to get to, but I'm doing that in such a rushed way that the outcome is spilled anyways. Since I want to get a date, I just instantly go to that kill, but I need to build the rapport, to use my social skills to level with her, to make her actually like me before making that kind of request. But when they are all so many times so rushed, it's like, I can't be relaxed enough to do that in a skilled way. But also just having that realization that that's how it works, and being able to more and more pause and try to do it in a more delicate way. That is happening as I'm doing this more and more, and that in itself is so fun. Because when I'm actually able to once in a while get in this more relaxed mood, and I'm able to find a situation where it's not so stressed, like one interaction I had in the grocery store, I was able to stay in that situation. I was able to talk with that girl for 5 minutes or more, because she wasn't stressed. I was able to have her calmed. She was not in a process of going anywhere in a rush, and that had made so much. So big learning from that is to be able, for myself, before going into a situation, pause, think about staying in that fear, not trying to escape it, and also maybe not going into all these situations where the girls are so in a hurry, because it makes it so much harder. Maybe I'm not on that skill level yet to handle that situation. So it's all about baby stepping it up and developing your skills systematically. And another thing I realized is how this not only is benefiting me in this area of girls, it really isn't. This whole idea of facing your fears, facing my fears, it colors off to everything else. Especially since I've been in a new working role position at my work. I've been doing something totally different, and that has put me in an uncomfortable situation. That means I have to face my fears. I've been facing social fears daily, taking meetings and talking to people in new situation, in a new context where I'm not used to being. That is just so scary. But having these approaches in mind, having these actions been done so recently, they get compared. I see the comparison. Like, I think about, okay, I have to go talk to this person in a business context, and I see the comparison. Here's the girl and here's this thing, and I think, yeah, it's just two different types of facing fierce situations, but they're structured exactly the same way. I have some anxiety to do the ignition, to make the approach, to ignite the action, but then afterwards I feel so proud for doing it, and I actually get some results. I feel the development, the growth, and knowing that this girl interaction actually worked out fine, that it made me feel so good. I got a dopamine kick out of doing that. It transfers to this business situation, and I see the equal sign between them, and that makes me go after that thing as well, because yeah, I had that and now I have that, and they're the same. So it benefits me on so many levels. And these actions are just a proof of concept that are to be applied on all your life areas. And the more you do them, the more you realize how it's a framework to be applied over and over again. And that is what I want, that is what I seek, to be able to live the life I want, not only in one area, but in all my life areas. Sure, you need to focus in on one at a time, but it colors off, as I said. It gets easier and easier. That grass cutting scissors or knife of yours, it's a multi-tool. It's a switches army knife. Can you say that? It works everywhere, and that is like the main beauty of this. And that is an insight that has become even clearer this week, especially since I have had so many approaches, and I've had a new business context where I've been able to actually do these things so many times daily, and it's just like, ooh, this is how it works. And it's so freaking great. It's so fun. The benefits, the reward, the habit loop, the cue of feeling the fear, the routine of actually doing it, and then comes the reward, the dopamine kick, the hormones that just flying around in your body, making you feel awesome, closing that habit loop, because then that means you want to do it again. That reward this week, the social interactions, the small things in these days that have spiced up them and just made them great, that has made this week super freaking awesome, and I've just had a blast. Not only good moments, of course not, but I've had a blast. At the bottom line, at the end of the day, the end of the week, today, Friday, I'm just realizing what a great week this has been. Super awesome. And that is the gist of this week's challenge. That is the gist of what I've got to say, and I will be editing all weekend long to make sure to put up this content for you to be a part of that journey on a more intimate level. And as I've said, the first video is gonna be out there in a couple of hours. Hopefully you will enjoy it. I'd love to hear back from you, some feedback, and maybe how I do this. Perhaps you like longer videos, or do you like them shorter? Now I'm gonna do one video for every girl, so it's gonna be like 7 videos. Is that too many? Would you like them more longer and condensed? Or maybe lower the quality and have them more frequently come in? Who knows? Love the feedback, love the interaction with you guys. Sometimes I do these live evaluations. That's something I love, because once in a while I get that interactive happening with you, that when you're actually asking me questions and stuff like that. And that means I'm actually going to check the chat roulette and see Nope, nothing going on today. If you have anything, just share it with me. I love when that happens. With those words, I am gonna sign off. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see these videos, so you don't miss them. Subscribing is a super good way. That's the selling Alex. I want to do that in a genuine way because I truly mean it. If you want this, subscribe. Seriously. If you don't, then don't subscribe. It's so simple. The transition over to the Sunday video wasn't that smooth though. Sunday, new challenge. However, it's not going to be this thing next Sunday. Since I want to be focusing on putting out the material, I know it's going to take the whole next week as well. I am going to do a self-esteem challenge. As you know, this channel is also a whole lot about developing your self-esteem, and some time back I did that every other week, talking about one of the 6 pillars from the book The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. Just an awesome book that has made my personal growth journey just be what it is. Great, that is. And I'm gonna have like a little refreshing week on that book. So we'll see how that will actually look in the Sunday introductory video. It is gonna be all on an individual level, because as I said, I want to post the rest of the videos for the coming week. But the weekly challenge will contain how to think and act about developing self-esteem. You'll find out on Sunday in that video. Besides that, my name is Alexander Nilsson. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being awesome. See you. Bye, guys. Now I'm gonna hit the stop button. This is always the hardest part. Tea time with Alex. Yeah, I was gonna